Good afternoon, Clint. Wonderful to be here.
I want to begin, first of all, before we even open our lines, by obviously talking about the general benefits. We know government would have put in place planned extra money for the National Insurance Board to be able to assist people who are unemployed. Can you break down for us, first of all, what is available to people who are either out of work permanently, out of work temporarily, or just unemployed as a result of COVID-19? What is available to them? Yes.
I've said it before, I don't want us to confuse the two offerings right now. One of them is the unemployment benefit. The unemployment benefit, is provided by the National Insurance Act and regulations. I referenced already 2010 and 2009. And so it was provided under the National Insurance Act and regulations. It was the 2009 amendment which brought it into being. And so that provides for employed persons. I'm emphasizing employed as opposed to self-employed persons. It provides for employed persons partial income replacement during those times when they're not gainfully employed. They may have lost their jobs because of redundancies, because they were fired, because they quit. Whatever the case is, their income has been suspended. And so unemployment benefit is there for them. Employed persons pay 9.8% of their average insured income. That buys for them a number of benefits. One of those benefits is unemployment benefit. On the other hand, there are self-employed persons who do not pay for unemployment benefit. And so government has said to National Insurance, and you referenced it, how that government is giving National Insurance some money to manage this assistance for them. And so National Insurance has had to put in place the framework. We've gotten the general marching orders. We've been told this is what we want to do. But of course, National Insurance has to put it in place. National Insurance has to help with the terms of reference. National Insurance has to put together the forms that will be needed, the processes, even the resources, for example, the website. And so all that we've been doing, we've been working feverishly for the last several days on putting those things together.
When can people begin applying, and how long from the application point to the approval point can they start receiving checks? Because the concern is, of course, will this be time consuming? Will people be referred back and forth? When they come until they're able to get assistance, how long is that period?
Okay, so let's be sure we're talking about the assistance. And so the assistance, we set a target date of Thursday, March 26th, that's today, and we met that target date. We were able to put online the form, and the form is a fillable form, a form that you don't have to download it. You go on your phone, you go on your laptop, your desktop, and you open right up to the form. And you fill out that form and send it back to us. You have the option as well to submit your documents. And the form tells you what documents you're going to need to send to qualify for it or to be properly adjudicated for it. And so we started that today. I can tell you we've already gotten people. People have already been sending in their forms. We've been getting the information from them. And so we've already started. You asked, what is the time frame? Well, my director was on the Revolution today, and she referenced how that our aim is to have the turnaround time, no more than 2 weeks. We're trying to get it as soon as possible, as soon as humanly possible, but certainly within 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from the time people send in proper and complete claims, sending in the information we're asking and sending them in to us, and from that time to a check, to a payment, not check. We're trying for payments into bank accounts. So within 2 weeks, Clint.
How often do you pay a person? Is it weekly, monthly, one time? How often can they get a check or payment?
Well, preliminary discussions was for every 2 weeks. So the assistance is for 13 weeks. So we're looking at paying every 2 weeks. So that'll be, if the assistance is $200 per week, $400 every 2 weeks. until the 13 weeks have exhausted. And that's only in the event that the person remains unemployed for 13 weeks. And we're really hoping, fingers crossed, that this COVID threat passes fairly quickly and people are back to work.
Okay, let's go to our phone line and take our first caller. We have calling from Nassau, Bahamas, Phyllis Johnson. Good evening, Phyllis. Welcome to Be on the Headlines.
Good afternoon, Clint.
Hi, go ahead with your question for me.
Miss Pandora, so nice to be able to be asking this question. This is much appreciated. Only could be a Clint Watson to set up something like this. So thank you again. My question I want to put to Miss Pandora, self-employed. I'm a self-employed person. I have my own business. I haven't heard much for the small business, the person who may not have much employees, just working from home base, someone who's an appliance, someone who has their business license. What is it in place for persons like myself or just persons who work in the tourism industry?
Okay, thank you for calling, Phyllis. I will go ahead and let Pandora answer that question for you.
Clint?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good question, Phyllis. The government sent out a flyer, well, the Ministry of Finance did, and I was privy to that, as many people were, where they referenced 3 agencies. One, of course, is National Insurance, the other one is Social Services, and the third one is the Small Business Center. That's the Small Business Entrepreneurship Center or something to that effect. And that's the agency, the Small Business Entrepreneurship Center. That's the agency where people such as Phyllis can go to get assistance. Social Services, of course, is where people can go to get money, vouchers and food vouchers, those kinds of things. National Insurance, though, is just the assistance for government, the unemployment assistance.
All right, thank you so much. We're going to throw it to a break, pay some bills, be right back, and have you take some more questions, Pandora. I know a lot of you are trying to call on the line. You can also, if you're watching our Facebook Live feed online, send your questions there. I'll read some of those as well. We're going to go to a break and be back with more of those answers for you. You're watching Beyond the Headlines. We're live right after this. Stay close.
For the freshest and cleanest meat in town, visit Balfour Consumer Meat Mart located Balfour and Charles Vincent Streets, where you can find everyday meat specials from $14.99 to $29.99 and weekly specials to look forward to. They're just not your one-stop shop, they're your neighborhood partners with 5-star deals and services. Balfour Consumer Meat Mart stands by their motto, freshness you can taste and value you can trust. With free shipping to the Family Islands, they're open Mondays to Thursdays, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Sundays, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Give me my pizza right away. Gotta move quick, no time to wait. No long lines inside the place. Little Caesars, I love the taste. Hot and ready. Just come now, you don't have to call, and you don't have to wait. Hot and ready. Large pepperoni, $7.99 every day. Hot and ready. Straight out the oven and freshly made. Hot and ready. Little Caesars is hot and ready. Little Caesars is. Get yours now at Oaksfield, Carmichael Road, and now East Street South, Pineapple Plaza. Pizza.
As we all do our part to stop the spread of coronavirus, we at the Verizon Media Group want you, your